Rocket Raccoon, science experiment turned into intergalactic weapons expert, is a controversial strategist in Marvel Rivals. He's a highly mobile character with powerful healing and the ability to resurrect allies. The controversy around him is that his ultimate does not provide a major healing cooldown like that of the other strategists. Healing cooldowns are well known in this game to be the winning force in several teamfights, and the fact that Rocket does not supply one of these makes a lot of players feel like he's not a worthwhile character to play. I would not subscribe to this opinion, and I believe that Rocket brings huge value to his teams, and I think his contributions are kinda slept on. Rocket is a really great strategist for duelist players to learn how to play because he plays a lot like a duelist, and he has the high mobility that a lot of those players are after. With Rocket, you need to be mobile, and you need to be constantly making sure that your team is topped off. Firing your bouncing shots off towards your vanguards, as well as down any corridors or side pathways that your damage dealers have gone down. Rocket provides a huge amount of healing pressure with these bouncing orbs, especially when they're used effectively. Try and make sure that when you're shooting these blasts, you angle them in a way that they'll ricochet and come back if they do not begin healing a target. You don't want them just bouncing into the enemy team and providing no value. You want to make sure that if a bounce occurs, it bounces back towards your team. Weave in a bit of fire as often as you possibly can, and try and get used to aiming onto targets while being mobile. You may not be adding a lot of damage, but any additional damage can be the difference between taking down a target and not. Note that your healing spheres begin healing a target when they're within about 5 meters of that target, so they don't have to be particularly accurate. You can just shoot in the general direction of an ally and that healing sphere should successfully start healing that target. Every time it's available, make sure to find a good point to put down your BRB beacon. Be out of easy line of sight from the enemies, but close enough that it's going to pick up an ally when it reses them, and reses them nearby so they're able to re-enter the engagement. You can reactivate the ability to detonate it, and then put it on a 5-second cooldown, allowing you to put it down again. This is actually really useful at the beginning of the game. At the start of every match as a Rocket, you should toss this beacon down and get the health packs from it, allowing your entire team to pick up the packs and get the boosted 25 HP at the start of the game, as well as allow somebody to gain that boost of jumping. Then when you're running into combat, detonate the beacon so it puts it on that short cooldown, and you're going to be able to put it down again once you get to the actual engagement zone. Try and coordinate with your team when you're going to be using your ultimate. When you're not using comms, you can simply ping when it's ready, and then have it ready to engage at the start of the next major engagement. Or after the enemy's healing cooldown has ended, you can toss it down to be able to then shred through them after they've received their healing. Rocket's slippery nature and ability to get away from pretty much every aggressor means that you should not be dying. And every death on Rocket proves that you've made a calculation error. While you do not have an invincibility to get out of any ultimate, your dash ability sends you a decent distance away, and if you have both of them available, you should be able to get away from any activated ultimate. Overall, Rocket's a really fun, fast strategist that can have some major impacts on the game with resurrection beacons and huge boosts to damage output.